I wish I unmuted as you started that. Damn it all. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 90. As I got Leroy Jenkins by Zach in the chat. Zach's back.
Hi, Zach. It's really good.
But yeah, episode 92 of the Shadow Kvlt podcast. It's only 4 of us this week. Myself, Scott, James, and Ricky. Walter's not here this week for personal reasons we won't really get into. But heart goes out to him, and hopefully he'll be back next week. But so yeah, we're talking about a show that's 10 years old now.
Again, it doesn't feel like 10 years. Doesn't feel like 10 years. Feels like maybe like 7 years or even 5.
Yeah.
Think about it like this. There have been more WrestleManias under the WWE banner than there have been the WWF banner.
Yep.
Yeah, because the last one was what, 18?
18 was the last WWF one.
Then 19 to this one's what, 30, 38. So
yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Way to feel old.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, when you find out one of your best friends is the same age as you, his kid is graduating high school, you feel old.
Or in my case, I was a teenager when my niece was born, and now she's a teenager now. I feel old.
I'm in the same boat.
I'm in the same boat with my sister. She's fucking graduating this year, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And next year it'll be 10 years since I've been out of high school. Jeez.
And trust me, boys, it just gets worse.
It goes down.
Because then you get to the point where, do you remember when we did that? No, I don't remember. Oh, shit.
I don't remember what I had for breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What day is it? Honestly. I woke up today thinking it was like a Thursday.
Lousy smarch weather.
Yeah.
Fucking smarch marks.
Hashtag we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What would Chris Barnes say about volcano insurance? Well, you see that fucking mountain? It shoots like hot bullshit or whatever. Just get the fucking insurance. What do you mean, get off your lawn?
Chris, you need to get the fuck out of here. Chris, we don't want you anymore. Get the fuck out.
What do you mean, get off your lawn? Can I live here? Can I have a sandwich?
What the hell am I looking at with all that crazy hair? Are you cousin Ed from the Adams family?
Anyway, what are we talking about this week?
No.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania 28.
WrestleMania 11. All right, let's go.
I was there!
Once in a lifetime, quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
Yeah.
Well, the main event of 11 was once in a lifetime.
That's true. Yeah, it was.
But this was once in a lifetime part 1.
Part 1.
Yes.
Yeah. Which we'll talk about when we get there.
The match so nice they booked it twice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, WWE WrestleMania 28 from the Sun Life Stadium in Miami, Florida, with an attendance announced as 78,363, but
which I think that's the actual attendance, and the number you're probably going to give is the paid.
Yeah, with 62,400 paid, which was higher than the attendance of WrestleMania 27 and the highest of 2012. Live gate, $8,290,000, the biggest live gate in WrestleMania history up to this point.
And we'll talk about it.
Pay for it.
And we'll talk about it. Why, people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, higher than the live gate from 28 and highest of 2012 with pay-per-view buys 1,219,000. Never going to be touched. It's the highest buy rate in company history and American wrestling history as well. 1.219 million.
Yeah,
higher than 27 and the highest of 2012. So business-wise, fucking amazing for this show.
This was at the point where WrestleMania was going to get 1 million buys no matter what.
Yeah,
because it was WrestleMania.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And this WrestleMania felt special, even though we later found out it was not really. But we'll talk about it when we get to the match.
Yeah,
It's still.
So now to What a high quality username that just followed. I poop way too much just followed.
Welcome
Well, it's better than not pooping enough.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, you don't want to get
Constipation.
constipated. English
Like I've been
motherfucker. English
feeling all day.
motherfucker. English
English
motherfucker.
motherfucker, do you speak it?
What?
¿Qué? ¿Qué dijo?
What again? Say
no.
what again? I dare you. I
I
double
dare you,
motherfucker.
motherfucker. Say one
more goddamn time. What? Bang!
Does he look like
Like
a bitch?
Bitch! Could have a nice sip of your drink to wash it down.
Yes. But without
This is
further
a
ado-
tasty burger.
So without further
Without-
ado, we got 8 matches in less than 4 hours. This was back when Mania was tolerable to watch in one sitting. Barely, though. Just barely, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, kicking things off with the opening match and the first of 3 championship matches a night. Yeah, only 3 championship matches in this show. This one for the World Heavyweight Championship. Champion Daniel Bryan with AJ Lee versus challenger Sheamus. So how we got to this? Well, Bryan won Money in the Bank the year before and cashed in at TLC on Big Show and Mark Henry after their match, and then became the champion.
And we officially talked more about this match than it last.
Yeah.
And then, of course...
How dare they bury Daniel Bryan? They buried him!
Yep.
And then, of course, Sheamus going on to win the Royal
Anger,
Rumble match.
anger, rage, anger!
And then, of course, Sheamus winning...
I hate the company!
Damn it, James.
James is having way too much fun in this one.
Yes.
So far, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, and Sheamus just also won the Royal Rumble match, which I look back on that, it's like...
I mean, when you look back at the Rumble, who
Rumble
could have
match.
won else? I mean, Jericho.
I'll get
Jericho
to that
probably
when
should have been
Jericho
that, but
should
we'll
have
get
won
to
the
that.
Rumble, but we'll get there when we get to that match. But yeah, so we get the match. Bell rings. Bryan goes to kiss AJ. Brogue kick. 1, 2, 3 in 18 seconds. Crowd goes fucking nuts. Sheamus defeats Daniel Bryan to become the new World Heavyweight Champion in 18 seconds.
And
Done.
it,
The third
and
shortest match in WrestleMania history.
And it broke a curse, if you think about it. Because Sheamus was the first champion to win the world title WrestleMania after Taker won the title WrestleMania. Because after that,
Rumble winner to win their
Rumble winner,
Mania
okay.
title match.
Yeah, because after Taker won the Rumble, won the title WrestleMania,
No
every
Rumble
single
match-
person
no
afterwards.
Rumble match winner won the belt.
Yeah. So he kind of broke, quote unquote, the curse. So you know,
The Irish curse was broken.
yeah.
The luck of the Irish.
Aha!
Ah.
But
1-800 fella.
Oh God, I remember those.
Smile, you're uncredited.
But yeah, like, and of course, the next night the whole fan outrage started, and this is what began the whole thing for Bryan to finally get his moment 2 years later. I was there! So, but that's a story for another time.
It was
Moving on.
it was one of those shocking moments that started the show because you didn't think that was going to happen.
Nope.
Like,
No.
nobody thinks the opener's going to last 18 seconds.
And when was the last time we saw this on a big show? SummerSlam last year. Bianca and Becky. Same fucking reaction. Same fucking thing. Crowd goes nuts when it happens. Then the fallout happens on the internet.
Yep.
They
Finger. Hashtag somebody something something. I hate Vince.
Something all elite.
Hashtag talk about later.
But moving on to the next match, we have Randy Orton versus Kane. So, looking back on this feud, like, it was interesting when they brought Kane back with the mask. I'll go more in depth about the first part of it later. But then we get into the second part of his return where he's dealing with Orton. And I like the interesting story heading in because they were building this up that the last time Kane was on TV prior to being taken out by Mark Henry, he shook hands with Orton and that ate him up. And Kane's like, that's not me. I need to be the monster again and just cause chaos. And we get the match here, and actually I thought it was a pretty good match between these two. Crowd was into it for after they got their Daniel Bryan chants out of their system, they got into this match. So I always thought the Kane Orton matches during this period, like here and then their no holds or Falls Count Anywhere match the month after or later in the month at Extreme Rules were pretty good matches. So this pretty good for what it was between these two. And like I said, after they got all the anger out of their system, they really got into the match towards the end.
Not more you said about that. Yeah, it's
no comment.
That. Yeah. Solid match. Solid match.
I don't remember what was the program after the rivalry. I don't remember what Kane did.
Well, that was the Daniel Bryan story.
Yeah, we started to get the Team Hell No thing starting
before that.
They were feuding at first.
Right.
No, before.
And then from there.
Well, before the Bryan stuff, he was in the title hunt with Punk and
Bryan.
Oh, yeah, with the whole
that's right.
thing. Yes,
and the
he was inserted he was inserted into all that, which spun into him and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
which then spun into them as a tag team.
And what did Randy do? I don't remember.
Randy.
I think he was in the world title picture after this for a little bit.
Was this during the whole Christian thing?
That was the year before.
Okay. No, wait, was it?
Here in 2012? Wait a minute. Didn't he get hurt around this time because he had to miss Raw 1000, which was in St. Louis?
I
don't remember. But did he come back as a... I'm trying to remember if he came back as a heel.
He came back babyface. He didn't go heel.
He wasn't heel until the next year.
Yeah, he didn't go heel until SummerSlam 2013 when he cashed in on Bryan.
Oh yeah, now it's all coming back to life. It's all coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. But in the end, Kane defeated Randy Orton in 10 minutes, 58 seconds. A rare WrestleMania win for Kane.
Yeah.
When you look at his WrestleMania record,
not the best one.
His last win, his last win prior to this. Wait, wasn't it the year prior he got a win in a multi-man tag? And then before that,
before that,
he won at WrestleMania 24. Chavo, 25 Money Bank. He lost 26.
Technically, he won it.
Money in the Bank.
15. He won it 16.
Right. Yeah.
17.
20. What was in 27?
It was the 8-man. It was the 8-man. Him, Big Show against.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they won that 2-minute match or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was a thrill.
Then 28
he actually won more than we thought.
Yeah,
and of 20.
Just nothing really stands out besides his 2 matches with Undertaker.
His most significant win at WrestleMania was that triple threat hardcore match at 17.
Yeah.
That should tell you. That should probably tell you a lot.
That should tell you right there. Yeah, the match that almost killed the show.
And that's more significant than him winning the ECW title in 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way more.
But now we move on from there to match number 3 and the second of 3 championship matches of the night for the Intercontinental Championship. Champion Cody Rhodes versus challenger Big Show. So yeah, Cody by this point, so the year before he goes from dashing to grotesque to being badass dashing. Kind of like just going back to dashing, but being a little more badass with it.
Yeah.
With a better theme. But and then Big Show, around this time, this was post world title, short-lived world title run before getting cashed in the Mark Henry feud. So now he's trying to go after the IC title, and I'll talk about when we get to the result. But the build up to this, Cody calling Big Show the biggest WrestleMania choke artist because when you
the reverse Undertaker, reverse Undertaker.
Much.
Where am I going to lose this year?
WrestleMania, woo!
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't even think...
Yeah.
Well, no, Big Show technically did win once. And that was he and Kane against Masters and Carlito at 22.
Yeah, and then he was a part of that 8-man the year prior at 27.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With Kane against Core.
Yeah, because...
up to this show, only 2 Mania wins.
Because he lost at 15, lost at 16, lost at 17... wasn't on 18, lost at 19, lost at 20,
lost at 21,
lost at 21, wasn't on 23, lost at 24,
lost at
25, won at 26. Him and Miz.
Oh yeah, Sheamus. Yeah, Sheamus.
He doesn't have a singles WrestleMania win.
No.
Nah.
But
even going further on, he loses at 29. He lost at 30. He gets dumped out of the ring.
Story that Cody tells. I like the story that Cody tells Big Show. You've never had a WrestleMania moment, just because Big Show has always wanted a singles WrestleMania moment, and for him to win the IC title, the only title he was missing in his last point. Yeah. He didn't win. It was a bit of a sweet moment, for him.
And the match itself was good. The match itself between these two was actually good.
Big Show getting all emotional, when he bit the punch.
WMP.
1, 2, 3.
Yep.
I think his wife was front row.
Yeah.
Big Show's wife.
Yeah, his wife was
she was.
And in the end, Big Show defeated Cody Rhodes in 5 minutes, 19 seconds to become the Intercontinental Champion. And, bit of a significant thing with him winning the IC title, he was the final Grand Slam winner under the original format, with whether it was the WWE World Heavyweight title, the IC title, either tag title, or the European and Hardcore titles, before they reset it at Mania 31.
And also... this was only the second Intercontinental title change in 10 years at a WrestleMania.
Wow.
Because after 18, from 19 through 24, there was no IC title match at Mania.
Well, remember, 25, Ray won against JBL.
That's what I said.
What's he said 18 to 24.
Okay.
Yeah, 25.
Because 18, Rob Van Dam beat Regal, and then there was no IC title at 19.
No, because usually
Orton was in the handicap match at 20, then Money in the Bank in 21 and 22, and
23. Who was
Battle of the Billionaires?
Oh,
Umaga. 24, Jericho was in Money in the Bank, and then 25, and then 26 and 27, they were in all other stuff. So yeah, the Intercontinental title after a certain point really
took a big fall on it.
Really
lost a lot of luster.
So now,
speaking of losing luster, let's go into the next match.
Yeah, the next match, we have a Divas tag team match. We have WWE Divas champion Beth Phoenix and Eve Torres versus Kelly Kelly and Maria Menounos. All I'm going to say, this was just standard Divas stuff for the time. Yeah. Nobody cares.
Maria's not a wrestler. She's a TV personality. They're just going to get her in there and get to do a few things. Yay, good for you. A year later, she gets booed out of the fucking MSG trying to induct Bob Backlund into the Hall of Fame. But hey, what are you going to do? I see Maria Menounos every time I gas up nowadays because she's always on the screen for some reason. She's always like hawking something on there.
Oh yeah, every time I go to the movies, the previews like before. Thanks for enjoying movie. She's always there.
She's always there.
I know you for being a Bob Backlund fan.
Yeah, that's right. Bob Backlund.
You shouldn't be the one doing duck to him. How dare they? How dare they?
Fucking asshole New Yorkers.
Hashtag how dare they?
Dare they? How dare?
But in the end, Kelly and Maria Menounos defeated Beth Phoenix and Eve Torres in 6 minutes, 22 seconds. Also, a little segment before we get into the next match. We had Captain Keith from Deadliest Catch, Mick Foley, and Santino all doing trying to get into the crab legs with Sacco and the Cobra before Ron Simmons. Damn! I thought that was
damn.
Woo. But so far, first half of WrestleMania, kind of an up and down first half. Started off with a shocker, then you had 2 really good matches, and then match.
Little cool down action.
Cool down because Now we begin the second half where we really talk about the stuff this show is known for. First,
watching fame, mirror Kane, got insane.
But I'll shave my head for this.
Yeah. So up next,
one of the most
number-
badass themes for any match in WrestleMania history, by the way.
Yeah.
I still got
fucking
chills.
popped.
I still got chills just thinking about that.
The
I
cage
fucking
got a
popped for it.
fucking entrance.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So up next,
I popped the year before. I popped the year before because that was when Triple H used "For Whom the Bell Tolls."
Even though WWE now
The
fucking
legit.
got it out of the network.
Right, they did that, of course, but
they
that's
took it out
fucking
of the
live.
DVD as well.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they took it
Wow.
out of the they also took out "Ain't No Grave"
Ain't
by
No Grave
Johnny
by
Cash.
Yes,
Wait.
That's fucked up.
I understand the Johnny Cash thing, but with Metallica,
Yeah. Still.
I mean, even though I love Johnny Cash and Metallica, come on, leave them there.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
But they ain't going to pay that money out every time. Not like they can afford it.
Oh, boo!
Boo! I can't get another yacht named Sex Machine. What is
Sexy
it called?
bitch.
Sexy Bitch.
He's a sexy bitch.
But now we get
Anyway.
into match number 5. We get the Hell in a Cell match with Shawn Michaels as special referee, Triple H versus Undertaker, and of course, we go back over a year ago for the build up to this, back to 2/21/11 when both Undertaker and Triple H returned.
Oh my
And
god!
just
Don't you mean when
God.
Sting's going to debut?
I was gonna say, don't you mean Sting?
Yes, yeah.
Nope. Okay, I couldn't be the only one who thought when they
I was
started those
thinking,
vignettes that
Honestly,
oh my God,
I
that
thought-
might have been Sting.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because around
you're
the
right.
time, I believe Sting's contract was
It
was
was.
up.
end.
Then-
was
And then when he
up.
signed back to TNA, they did 3-3-11, and then he beat Jeff Hardy for the belt right away.
Mhm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
but yeah, we go
So-
from when they were looking at the Mania's 27 sign, and then we get the match at 27, a fucking brutal match between the
Yeah.
two.
Mm-hmm.
And then
the
the build,
thing-
and then the thing that really led to this was Taker wanted revenge because Triple H walked out of the match, but Taker had to
He
be carted
didn't.
off
Yeah.
Right.
because of how brutal the match was. So when Taker
I
returned,
won, but I didn't feel like the winner.
Right.
yeah, whereas
I am not going to let that image of me go through the ages. Oh my, that fucking.
Mhm.
God, I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
But yeah,
I
so
mean,
Taker
I mean-
returns. So yeah, Taker returned on Raw back in like late February, and we had already seen like the internet pictures of him with short hair prior to this. So he came out with the wig. But yeah, he's
It's
like,
so weird.
he's coming out there to let Triple H know I'm gonna have a match with you, and Triple H like, no, you don't
No,
want
Triple
me to
H-
do this.
He didn't
Until-
want to.
Although, the
Until-
funniest part of the whole thing was, yeah, by the way, Shawn Michaels is better than you.
I
You
was just about to say
motherfucker!
that.
I accept your challenge!
That was it.
You think?
Yep.
That was
You
what
think-
set him off. Was
Do
Shawn
you
Michaels.
think it's about Shawn? Shawn couldn't get the job done, but I will. If we're gonna do this,
Let's
we're
go
going
all the way.
all the
Hell in
way.
a cell.
Hell
And
in a cell. Heck in a sec.
The package that they did
Hate in
for
a
this,
crate.
for the
Hate in a
package
crate.
that they did
I
for
love
this
that.
match. Both, I mean, Triple H and Undertaker, probably two of the most impactful competitors inside Hell in a
The
Cell.
two best ones
Going
in
at
the
it.
cell.
Mhm.
This
Again,
is
Finally,
the
one-on-one.
one-on-one Hell in a Cell I
Right.
always wanted. This is the
Mhm.
reason I bought this show.
Right.
This is what the reason
Same
why
here.
I wanted to buy WrestleMania, but I couldn't.
You couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man, I can remember sitting in my freaking living room watching that match. It's
Yeah.
like when it was over.
Yeah.
My buddy,
And then-
my good brother Dan Roberts too. I remember seeing his picture online. There he is with the fucking tears in his eyes. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that one got.
And then, of course, when you add Shawn into the picture, we go back to the previous WrestleManias, 25 and 26. So, again, long-term booking, sort of.
What a
Yeah.
concept. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You had a lot
Even
of that
though-
with this
even
show,
though it
next show,
wasn't
with the main
intentional.
event, and
Yeah.
carried over from the previous show with this match. So,
Yeah.
and just the intricacies, the nuances that they do, the
Mhm.
just getting Shawn involved. Don't, Shawn, don't do it. Come on, let me end it. No, don't do it.
So
Shove.
yeah, like
I know.
Please ring the
So
bell.
yeah, like with the
You end it,
entrances.
or I will.
So yeah, and then with the entrances, Triple H gets one of his badass entrances, and then Taker coming out in that like Mortal Kombat coat with the hood, and then the big reveal.
Not to mention having JR commentating.
Having JR back, that's right.
And they called for that.
Yes, they wanted JR for this match.
Because
they knew what he was going to do. Mm-hmm.
Because it's like JR couldn't call Shawn's last match at 26.
Right.
But they wanted him to call this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then Cell getting its own entrance.
I love
which I was curious. Which I was curious going into this, considering they were doing this in an outdoor stadium. How are they going to hang the Cell?
Right. Yeah.
They found a way.
They've always found a way.
Yeah.
And as the Cell's lowering down, you see the words "End of an era" coming up. Oh my god!
Yeah. And then we get the match, and holy shit, this is still one of my favorite WrestleMania matches.
It's a fucking classic.
Now I will say this: even though I knew Undertaker was going to win this match, it still didn't hurt it for me because this is the one of those matches I wanted to see for. Even though we saw it the year prior and at 17, it was these two in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
because I can remember. I'll be honest. Like whenever it was announced that these two were going to have another match, I got Hoya'd on stream. But yeah, I remember at first when they were teasing this match, it's like, I mean, great match, but really a third time? But then once they added Hell in a Cell, it's like, okay, now I'm intrigued because we've never seen these two one-on-one in a Hell in a Cell match.
Because the match at 17 was more of a brawl. They went all around the building and all this stuff, a lot of blood and everything else. When you got to the 27, that was very reminiscent of the same format that Taker had with Edge at 24. It was almost the 7 Deadly Steps. If you looked at it, it was kind of broken up like that. They just kept building the false finishes, you know, like the year prior, Triple H getting Taker up in the tombstone. Over! Boom! And my buddy Scotty is front row right there. And he jumped out of his seat like everyone else did. 1-2 kick out. You know, everyone was that guy at number 30 where you were there with the eyes bugging out of their head. Still is only a 2. Then with this one, you had the best of both worlds. You know, they could have the basic format, but then they can get brutal. And then adding the aspect of having Shawn in there to sell everything.
Dude,
and,
I mean,
make no mistake about it. I'm not a big fan of Shawn the person, but never deny his talent in the ring and how much he added to this match.
Yeah, because, I mean, really when you think about it, with the whole 4-year arc, Taker versus DX, pretty much.
Yep. Taker versus Shawn. Taker versus Shawn. Taker Triple H. Taker Triple H.
And of course, just the storytelling aspect of the match. Like, honestly, even though it helped that it was in the Cell, I don't think, given what they were doing, that they necessarily needed the Cell, honestly.
I mean,
I think it still would have been a classic without the Cell because of all the stuff they were doing, but it definitely helped a little bit more to be in the match.
The year before was No Holds Barred, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it was. Yeah.
You kind of had to up it once more because you do a second No Holds Barred. No. You do Hell in a Cell. And you're not going to do a regular cage match.
No.
Hell in a Cell's Taker's match, and
it's also Triple H.
In a lot of ways, it's Hunter's match too. It's both their match.
Well, it's established, and you have the guys who were in the first Hell in a Cell match there together. So it just keeps adding and keep adding all these different aspects of the story. It just makes it, and that's where you're like, holy shit! Yeah, I've realized that. Oh my god, we get Shawn in there. We bring back the past with him and Shawn, and we get Shawn and Triple H, and we get all this other stuff. And I keep piling on all the story, and it just makes it bigger and bigger and bigger.
And again, it was the end of an era.
Yep.
This will be the last time that all these men will be in the same ring fighting. I'm not counting
on a full-time basis. Actually,
James, shut up! You shut up! Shut up!
Super Showdown in Australia says different.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
That is true.
The Australia match.
I'll give you that one, but
there was that.
And fuck off.
That did happen.
And we don't talk about Saudi Arabia. But
you just said it.
So we're not talking about
Watch your fucking mouth. God damn it.
But
fuck
anyway,
me.
I mean, of course, the ending of Hunter giving the
hang on. I was gonna get there. So yeah, and then of course
Mm-hmm.
we talk about the big spot of the match where super kick into the pedigree. I did think for a moment, oh my god, are they actually gonna do it for a brief moment?
Me too.
But then
Didn't trick me.
Like, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only reason it didn't trick me, it's like with all that Undertaker's gone through, there is no way that that's going to be the end.
Mm-hmm.
If all this shit can't end it, at the time we thought nothing will. Plus, this was at 19-0 going into 20-0.
Right.
There was no way they were going to cut it there.
No,
But
I mean, I knew, like I said, I knew Taker would win, but that was like a brief moment. I was like, oh shit, okay, ooh, all right, we're off to the races for the
that's when it hooks you and you get to really into it, and just the way Sean sells it and everything else makes it even more, emotionally driven, and leading up to the finish of the match, which we will get to now.
Yeah, so Triple H grabbing the sledgehammer, he's trying to hit Taker. Taker's like, throws it away, shove, crotch chop, and then Taker just absolutely annihilates him. And then Tombstone, 1, 2, 3. Undertaker
20-0!
20-0 as Undertaker defeats Triple H in 30 minutes, 47 seconds. Post-match, the big respect moment from Shawn, and then both he and Taker carry Triple H up the ramp, and then the big hug that they said themselves, that was not planned, that was just, it felt right.
It was the moment.
And this should have been Undertaker's last match.
If that was
Triple H's last match, too.
It should have been. I mean, Triple H could have
like
had
it would have been
more.
It would have been the perfect send-off for both.
It would have been. But
ego,
lack of talent, money always gets in the way.
Injuries.
It's like lack of talent because of injuries. It's like, shit, we don't have this guy, we don't have this guy. Paul, do you mind working Brock? Yeah, sure. Taker, you want to work Punk? I guess. Okay.
Guess.
Ooh. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Taker, you want to lose to Brock? We're gonna make him a big star. Okay,
fine.
I mean,
what's math?
What day is it?
But I remember, like I said, I didn't buy this WrestleMania, but I remember going to the website, constantly refreshing the website for results. And when I saw 20-0, I was like, yes!
Now, I do got to ask a question. What would Terry Funk's opinions on this match be?
Oh, fuck me.
Good question. I don't know.
You might as well ask Terry Funk about volcano insurance.
What the hell's
What exactly is the era we are ending? Is it the era of the jackass or the era of the whole ass? Because I see nothing ending in this match except 3 men getting paid way too much for taking up too much of my ring time. Go screw yourself. I am done with your era, jackass.
Flip that.
But so after that, we get into match number 6, where the show does dip a little bit, but you needed that after a fucking classic. And just like I said last week, I still feel like that Hell in a Cell match was Triple H's best WrestleMania match, considering his track record at WrestleMania. But I digress. But now match number 6, it's the 12-man tag to determine the general manager for Raw and SmackDown. We have Team Teddy. We have Team Teddy.
Motherfuckers.
We have Team...
Okay, let's put a team together.
We have Team Teddy of Booker T, Kofi Kingston, Great Khali, R-Truth, Santino Marella, and Zack Ryder, with Oksana, Eve Torres, Hornswoggle, Nikki Bella, and Teddy Long, versus Team Johnny of David Otunga, fuck off. I fucking can't stand David Otunga. Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Jack Swagger, Mark Henry, and The Miz. With Brie Bella, John Laurinaitis, and Vicky Guerrero. Oh, God.
How the fuck is David Otunga still in WWE?
He's actually not.
He has a picture of somebody with a goat.
I don't even think he's even there anymore.
Yeah, he's still getting a paycheck.
He's still there.
He's collecting a paycheck somewhere.
Currently signed with WWE.
Who's that? Who's it?
David
Otunga.
David Otunga.
David
Yeah,
Otunga.
yeah, he's still there. He's still there.
It's JTG all over again.
As long as you don't pick up your phone, you can't be fired.
That's right.
That's right.
But
Plus he's a lawyer, so they're not going to really mess with him too much.
yeah.
He's legit. So, and I think he might be under like a dual contract. He might be working with their legal department too.
I mean, good for him. He does what he does. Stay away from.
Hey, fuck it, man. That's part of the business. I ain't gonna hate on him. Good for you.
Yeah.
Make some dollar bill, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Make your paper, boo boo.
But yeah, this match wasn't bad. It was just a standard match here. However, I have been waiting to talk about this for a week now.
Okay.
Is it what I think it's gonna be?
Yes. The thing that this match is memorable for, and I fucking hate it to this day, because this is an example, like I agreed last week that I never believed Zack Ryder was truly buried, except for here. Because here, the only thing you remember of this match is Ryder getting his balls kicked by Eve Torres. And this was basically the culmination of months of that stupid fucking Embrace the Hate storyline that I cannot stand to this day. One of the worst storylines in company history. I would rank it among the top 10 worst of all time. Because
that's going to bring a lot of bad storylines, Levi. And you're going to put it in the top 10 of all time.
Yes, because here's my deal with it. They had an opportunity to at least do something with it. All they did, it started as Kane going after Cena to just basically humiliating Zack Ryder on a weekly basis. And this was just after he had gotten the U.S. title, and he got over by himself, making the company shit ton of money with his merch. And this is how they repay him. It's like you were throwing money down the drain because he was a big merch boost for the company. And this is the best they got for him. And then really after this until, I don't know, 32 when he won the IC title, they didn't really do much with him for like 4 years.
Didn't he win the tag team titles with Mojo?
No.
I think that was...
No, they never did.
I don't think
he won the titles with Kurt Hawkins. He won the Raw tag titles.
That would have been later. Yeah, that would have been way later. This started like this whole thing. Oh my god! Like WWE, why would you throw money down the drain with one of your top merch guys?
That ain't even the top. That ain't even in the top 10 worst storylines of the last 10 years.
I can't even.
I said 10 years, not 20 years.
Yes.
Ooh, sorry about that. Ugh.
I smell a top 10 in the future. Do you?
Worst storylines in company history. Number 1, Invasion. Number 2,
Katie Vick. Number 3, Vince's illegitimate son.
Bark like a dog.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean,
hey, Ma, I made it to Washington, D.C., and I get to see Bush.
Now, that was good. That's always a good thing.
Lillian Garcia would know.
Yes, she would. Big Bush.
But yeah, match, not bad, but fucking why? Why do that to Ryder for? But I digress.
Ryder.
And in the end... Team Johnny defeats Team Teddy in 10 minutes, 32 seconds. So now, People Power is taking over Raw and SmackDown, damn it.
And that lasted for all of 2 months.
Thank God, because,
You're welcome.
I hate John Laurinaitis. Fucking... How did he still have a job after he almost made Undertaker contract hepatitis C?
How the fuck he has a job right now? That's the question.
Who he's related to.
Yeah.
It was a rhetorical question.
Well, he's also the brother of a Road Warrior.
That doesn't matter. He had to fire his brother for fuck's sake. But that was a fun call.
Joe, sorry, it's a bunch of things. I'm just imagining them during Thanksgiving. Ooh.
Yeah.
You'd be like, be like, Johnny, why?
Joe would probably give him the death stare, like,
Jonathan, we have to talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
watch the WXO. That is a topic. That's a topic we could cover.
Oh yes, we're going to talk about WXO. Actually, yes. Oh yeah.
If you don't want it, get it. If you don't get it, figure it out.
Figure it out. Love it.
Anyway, so now that I got all that off my chest about this match and what they did to Ryder for fuck all, now we get into more good stuff. Up next, match number 7, the penultimate match of the show and the third and final championship match of the night for the WWE
what
Championship.
What do you see?
Like Mussolini!
It's WWE Championship match time, so it's
the cult with
Punk
extra cheese.
CM Punk defending against...
Judas in my
Jesus
mind.
Christ,
oh boy, Ricky loves this thing tonight.
Only smoking mirrors. Whoa! You're only smoking mirrors to me.
I was just a boy.
Oh my God.
Stand back.
Just stand back.
Stop it!
I got the bass. I'll break it out right now. Do Hulk Hogan's part.
Do it.
No, God, please. Save it for later.
Do it. You won't do it. You won't do it.
Save it for later.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
I will take that bass off that no-good jabroni Hulk Hogan and show him exactly how to play the damn song. Stand back, jackass.
Stand back.
Imagine Terry Funk doing Vince's dance.
Oh God, no.
Branding iron in hand.
Jeez. Anyways,
Like
match
Mr.
number 7, the penultimate match of WrestleMania 28 and the third and final championship match of the night for the WWE Championship. Champion CM Punk versus challenger Chris Jericho. Going back to what we were talking about earlier with Sheamus, looking back, Jericho should have won the fucking Rumble match, and it would have helped make this match even bigger than it already was. Mm-hmm. They didn't need to give Sheamus the Rumble win, but, Jericho winning's too predictable. Come on. Mm-hmm. But anyways.
They also wanted to give a new guy the rub, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But still, the build-up to this match was pretty interesting. It's going back to January 2nd, where it's like, it's the end of the world as you know it. And we were all speculating for weeks as to who the fuck this was going to be.
It's Jericho. It's Jericho.
Honestly, going that, I was like, who could it be? I
remember even
it's
Taker
Chris Jericho.
Was brought up.
Let me guess. It's either Chris Jericho, or Chris Jericho.
Mm.
But wait, you forgot Lines, you forgot Tigre de Sol, you forgot I'm forgetting his Japan name. Fuck. I don't know. Anyway.
I'm thinking of the sports entertainer.
The Thrill Seeker?
Ah.
But yeah, and he's just going out there trolling the crowd, going, yeah, with the sparkly jacket.
Come on, baby!
Yeah. And then after that died down, then we get into the stuff with Punk where he's going on about, like, Punk's not the best in the world, I'm the best in the world at what I do, and then bringing up Punk's family problems with his father and sister and all this stuff, making this a personal feud between the two. Mm-hmm. And then right before the match, right after the 12-man tag, Johnny Ace approaches Punk, tells him, well, now that I'm in charge, if you get disqualified, you lose the title. Good luck. So, putting that stipulation in there, which made for a really good story, and this was a fantastic match between these two. Granted, their match at Extreme Rules was much better because they
the Chicago Street Fight was way better.
It was way better.
Yeah, way better, but this was still a fantastic match, and Jericho playing the mind games, bringing up his dad and his sister, and Punk trying his best to not lose his cool because don't want to lose the belt here.
Mm-hmm.
Punk's entrance on this night, pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then we get towards the end where we're just getting like submission sequences, like the walls, and then the Anaconda Vice, and Jericho trying to use the knee, but Punk changes position so he can't get hit, and then finally, I tap fine.
This has the very weird, and it's like the one thing that shines in my head, the very weird top rope elbow, where the positioning of Jericho is bad, and you hear Punk yell out, "Right!" And then he jumps and he drops the right. I wonder if Jericho was like, which elbow? And Punk's like, right! And then he jumps and drops the right elbow on him. Or whatever the fuck that was. I never fucking figured that out. But that's always speculation. That's what he was talking about. Because Jericho was just positioned so very out of place for that one particular. That's the one spot that always sticks out to me. I'm like, that was freaking weird. Why'd you do that? Stop doing that. Stop being stupid.
I wonder why.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't do that. Stop that, please. You're taking me away from the show, sir. I don't.
But in the end, CM Punk defeated Chris Jericho by submission in 22 minutes, 23 seconds to retain the WWE Championship. And now, main event time. The reason this show got over 1.2 million buys.
Oh, the show.
It was billed once in a lifetime. Well, for this year. It's Icon versus Icon once again. It's John Cena versus The Rock. This was a legit dream match for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because two
Yeah.
of the best talkers in the history of the company, paralleled careers almost to certain extents.
So let's go back
backstage and everything. Yeah,
back to the night after WrestleMania 27.
Well, no, even before that.
When The Rock came back.
When The Rock
came back,
he announced as the host of WrestleMania 27.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then immediately the trash talking on Cena, and then heading into 27.
You can't see me.
Rock
your
costing...
red shirt, your yellow shirt, your green shirt. You really think I'm a fucking Fruity Pebbles.
And you
now, let's be perfectly honest. WrestleMania 27 was thrown under the bus for WrestleMania 28.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, and then at 27, Rock cost Cena a chance to win the title against The Miz. And then
was concussed.
Yeah.
Did I win?
Yeah.
And then the next night on Raw, we get the announcement. 28, it's going to be Rock versus Cena, and the hype begins.
Yeah. I remember when they announced that, I was like, we got to wait a year for this. But the whole year, I was like, I need to see this match. I wanted this. Who the fuck didn't want to see this match?
Right. Yeah. And then you get to the stuff towards the end of the year at Survivor Series when they team up against Miz and R-Truth. So you get that dynamic in there too. But it's always kind of funny looking back at the history between these two prior, like Rock kind of ribbing on Cena at the Hall of Fame at 24 about movies, and then Cena ripping The Rock apart for like saying, well, you say you're home, but then you leave again while I'm here working my ass off every night of the week.
Yep.
And
all the irony
shed between the two.
The irony now.
Yeah. The irony now. But at the time, it's like, it was like, both sides, they were just going at each other for real a lot of times.
Yeah, and didn't Cena get divorced around this time?
Right after this show.
Right after
Because it's funny, in the build to their rematch, they tried using his loss here as the reason why he got a divorce in real life.
That's right. They did try to incorporate that.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was very weird.
He losing a predetermined match is the reason he got a real divorce.
Right.
But, fun fact, every WrestleMania that has happened on an April 1st has had a babyface main event. WrestleMania 6 with Hogan Warrior, WrestleMania 17 with Austin Rock, WrestleMania 23 with Shawn and Cena, and then 28 here with Rock and Cena.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Very interesting coincidence there.
That's a great
coincidence? I think not.
And then
there's no such thing as coincidence, only the appearance of coincidence.
And then we get the entrances between these two, and it's like, I'm sorry, fuck modern hip-hop.
It worked for this. It worked for this.
It was popular at the time. So they're gonna try to incorporate it.
You gotta look at it from that aspect. Deal with it.
I refuse.
I don't get it, but you do, and I'm gonna do it then.
Deal with it.
Was it Flo Rida?
Flo Rida,
Flo Rida.
Machine Gun Kelly. Fuck the both of them. They suck. But anyways, and then we get the match. And then
Machine Gun Kelly tapping Megan Fox.
Yeah, well,
so good on him. Good on him. I ain't gonna hate on him. Enjoy that pussy, my friend.
This is Rock's first singles match since Backlash 03.
Yep. Against Goldberg. But
Ellie Goldberg.
Son of a bitch. But yeah, and then we get the match itself, and honestly, looking back, this was a fucking fantastic match between these two. Crowd into it the whole way through. Totally
bit
was
of
into it all the way.
Bit of mind games there and there, trying to steal each other's moves.
Yep. Also at the very beginning when they're locking up, and then you get the battle of who's really stronger, which we all know Cena's way stronger than Rock. But like right there at the beginning, Cena shoves Rock down, the crowd goes like, what the fuck? And then Rock gets his shove. And then, the little mind games like Cena trying to figure out, okay, what the hell do I have to do to put this guy down?
I mean,
because really, when you look at this match, Cena dominated much of this match.
Yeah,
like 70%.
It's like you mentioned. It's like you mentioned before. This match is kind of like Rock Hogan. That kind of same concept. They're trying to build up the crowd, little mind games, getting the crowd into it because you have something special right here, and you want to make it, memorable and build it up to something that's poof, which
And credit to them, they actually put this as the main event.
Granted, Hell in a Cell was the better match, but because this was the biggest hyped match heading in.
You've been building this for a year.
Yeah. This is the two biggest stars. Nothing against Taker and Triple H and all this, but these are the two biggest names.
This is Rock's hometown.
Yeah.
And
Cena and Rock are two guys.
Always wanted.
They transcend the business, so it's like it's bigger than anything else.
Thank God Vince didn't have the title needs to go last, pal. God, that Punk and Jericho. For Jericho, for that to happen to him again would have been just.
You would have said, "Fuck you, I'm out."
I'm going to TNA, y'all.
Yeah,
probably would have.
I'm going to write another album. Start doing stand up.
Judas in my mind.
But and then we get towards the end where Cena hits an AA 2 count, and Cena's just like figuring out, oh my god, just fucking stay down, you bastard. And then he gets a little too cocky, and this was good build up for when they had the rematch. Takes the shoulder strap off, tries to do the people's elbow, backfires into a rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. And I was shocked Rock won this match. I thought for sure Cena was going over. But
I thought this was going to be a one-time thing, and Rock's going to put Cena over, and this is going to be Rock's goodbye.
Farewell. Yeah. And then little did you know until 24 hours later. But the big moment really is Cena sitting
on the ramp afterwards, like, oh my god, why?
The fuck?
Oh god, my wife's gonna divorce me
now. Oh my god, my lips are chapped. White man problems. My lips are chapped. My car sucks. They're gonna cancel The Walking Dead.
Oh fuck The Walking Dead. Fuck The Walking Dead.
Back in 2012, it was not that. It was not. 2012 is a different story. Okay, it's the biggest show on TV. That's where in context, my friend.
I'll take that comics any day, but the show can fuck off.
Kid doesn't understand art. Moving on.
Yeah, but because Walking Dead until Rick left was good. After that, bleh. But anyways, in the end, The Rock defeated John Cena in 30 minutes, 35 seconds. Send the crowd home happy. Yeah.
Yep. Money's
now, of course, before we finish off, I will say, because I don't know if when we'll ever review 29, but needless to say, the next match, total finish spamming, and it not bad, but it's just, did we really need to get it a second time built like that? If they was going to, honestly, what they should have done was either one of two things. If they was going to be involved in another match, either triple threat with Punk for the title, and Cena wins the belt then, or build the match in a different context. Like, because they were trying to, like, when you look back on the whole year for Cena, they tried to build up as Cena's quote-unquote worst year, yet he main evented, like, the majority of the shows of 2012 anyways.
It should have never been for the belt.
Yeah. But if it was going to be for the belt, they should have built it up differently. Like, Cena starting to slowly lose the plot over the year. Not turn heel per se, but start, like, bashing his haters.
He started
doubting himself and then take personal time off. Come back, then win the Rumble. Then get the shot against The Rock. And then you build the match not around twice in a lifetime, but whether or not Cena snaps. Either he would have turned heel or be more secure about the polarizing fan base and stuff.
Honestly,
like you could have went one of either way, and it would have been interesting. Like Cena being more secure, or he finally loses it and becomes the biggest villain in the company. But I'm one of those. I'm one of those people that I would have loved Punk to be added to that main event of 29, and it would have made sense because it would have made sense.
Because Punk even said he didn't need to win the match; he just wanted a main event to.
And hell, even to make him happy, Rock could have been the one to take the fall, and Punk wouldn't have had to actually lose.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. He'd have lost the match, but not really lose the match.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then again, we get into the whole what Taker do, which is a different story.
That's true. Mm-hmm. So, who knows? Maybe they could have done him and Brock at 29.
But then what do you do with Triple H?
Triple H and Fandango.
Then what do you do with Jericho?
Give a night off. Let him play with Fozzy that night.
Yeah. But that's all fantasy booking. So
that's torturing a bunch of other people.
But then again, back to the whole main event 29. This would have happened, like the whole without the whole Taker and all that, but Punk being in the main event. You know the domino effect, because we know the domino effect. What happened later? Of course, Punk leaving. He was unsatisfied with what the company was doing. Maybe he would have gotten
misdiagnosed staph infection. That played a big part.
Yeah. So
But again, that's all fantasy booking. But overall, WrestleMania 28. I honestly think, in terms of WrestleManias, I think it's a little underrated by a lot of people. I think this is a great WrestleMania. Not really anything terrible on the show. And you had 3 outstanding matches on the show.
I put it in my top 10 Manias of all time.
Me too.
Definitely.
Me too.
This was a hell of a show.
The thing of it is, you had the 2 biggest matches being Once in a Lifetime and End of an Era. Both matches delivered. And everything else was just window dressing.
But damn good window dressing for the most part. So I would highly recommend to anybody who has not ever watched 28 to go and watch it, or if you haven't watched it in a while, watch it again, because it was fun going back, because this was actually, I remember ordering this show at a cabin down the road from my house with me and my brother Rue, and we fucking loved this show. It was awesome.
And it's funny to think almost everyone who was in the card is not here anymore in terms of in the company. Most of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think
like the only one who's still there is
Sheamus,
Orton,
Cena sometimes,
Triple H, Cena sometimes, Ziggler, Drew,
Cody,
Miz,
Cody,
Kofi, Truth,
Smoking Mirrors.
Yeah, that's it. Just 9 guys.
Yeah,
9 guys on this card that are still
in 10 years. In 10 years.
In 10 years, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But now on to favorite, least favorite, sleeper, and shocker. And for me, this is easy. Favorite, Hell in a Cell. Least favorite, the Divas tag. And it's pretty much least favorite by default. Mm-hmm. Really, that's what it boils down to. Sleeper, though. Now, sleeper is kind of difficult because I'm actually, shockingly, I'm going to go with Kane and Orton. Because after they got the Daniel Bryan craze out of their system, they got into the match. The crowd got into the match, and it was really good. And then shocker, Rock going over Cena.
Sheamus winning in 18 seconds.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. That's what I would go with. That's it. Nobody's wrong. Nobody's right here.
Right. Yeah.
I would.
For me personally,
the shock was more that.
Like that is one of the more shocking WrestleMania moments we've ever had because you don't. You may see a squash here and there, but you don't expect it in the opening match. The first thing you see.
For the world title.
Exactly, for the world title.
You don't expect to see that. So that's a definite shock.
I agree with everything James. Except for the shocker. So for the shocker, like I said, everything is good. Shocker to me, just Sheamus beating Bryan in 18 seconds.
Push job Endeavor.
I'm going to go with the low tier guys on this one.
Nice.
Okay.
3 random guys from that 12-man tag match.
Okay.
So from this 12-man tag, your push job Endeavor is Jack Swagger, R-Truth, Zack Ryder.
Job R-Truth, Endeavor. Who was
I'm gonna say push Swagger, Job R-Truth, and Endeavor Ryder because after what they did here, I wouldn't have blamed them for wanting to leave.
Really? Interesting.
I mean, I Endeavor Ryder because Swagger could go to early MMA and be a badass and come back stronger and
do nothing.
Right. I.e. what he's doing in AEW.
Yes.
Pretty much.
James,
probably push Ryder, Job Truth, Endeavor Swagger.
I wouldn't go with that, actually. I push the fuck out of Ryder because I think you have so much sympathy. You have so much sympathy on Ryder after this pay-per-view. It's like now you got basically the yes movement with Ryder a year early, if you will.
You can rebuild him.
You could rebuild him, exactly. If he went out,
we can rebuild him.
If he went out on Raw, Zack Ryder, the next night, he walked out there, no music, takes the fucking headband off, slicks his hair back, drops the whole bro thing, woo, 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 and all that stuff, and goes straight serious. Like, I've had enough of what's been happening around here, and I think everyone here agrees with me. Fuck yes! The crowd would be right in on him. And start making him a fucking bona fide, kind of like what he's doing now. Like, okay, so you know what I say? The system doesn't like me? Screw the system.
You know what? I think you just... I think
10 years.
I think he might have given WWE the idea if they ever bring him back.
He's coming back at some point.
He's coming back.
Mm-hmm. They all come back. But and what like Swagger, it's
but then
not
again,
much more you can do with him.
I forgot because Swagger the year later would go against Del Rio for the world title, which I completely
remember
that.
Yeah, and he was supposed to have won the belt until he got pulled over because he was on fire at that point with the Real American gimmick. And he screwed it up.
If I were to Endeavor Swagger, either goes to MMA, early MMA, or TNA.
Or New Japan or whatever. There were places for him to go at that time.
Truth has a job for life in that company.
He could put everybody over, but still
Vince.
stay over. Right.
Yeah.
Vince loves Vince. So he's in. He's grandfathered in there, so legitimately. So
yeah.
So there you go. Push job Endeavor this week.
All right. So now, other wrestling news.
Let's talk about the big one.
We have a lot.
Oh boy.
Well, let's talk about
happening in the world.
Let's talk about the big one, and that's unfortunately we lost Scott Hall.
Yep. There you go.
Ayo.
Unfortunately, more information's coming out about that, and it's not good. According to Sean Waltman, according to Sean Waltman, Scott fell off the wagon over the past couple of years. The pandemic really did him in. The isolation of the pandemic did not help his demons, and apparently he was drinking again. Supposedly he was drunk the night before of the Hall of Fame last year when the NWO went in. That's speculation at this point because I think the only guy that confirmed that is Waltman. Waltman ain't as straight as he used to be. So, but you always take 50% of what you see and none of what you read. But still, there's no point for him to lie just about the fact that Scott fell off the wagon and was having problems. Again, he fell at home, couldn't get up for a day or two, apparently. He was stuck on the floor. He just could not get to a phone.
Yeah.
And it was finally somebody called Paige because he was staying at Paige's house, I guess. And Paige went home and found him, got him to the hospital, and he had dropped a lot of weight. He had gotten down like 210, not looking healthy at all. And that's what happens when these things happen. When he was a special kind of addict, where he kind of needed 24/7 observation to really keep him straight, and that's just the nature of the addiction. So went to the hospital, had the hip surgery. During the hip surgery, blood clot hits the heart, 3 heart attacks during the surgery, and after the surgery, he's on life support. The family is called, they fly in, and they opt to take him off. I want to say probably like 4 p.m. Eastern time. They removed him from life support, and by 8 p.m. that night, he passed. So 63 years old, but I'll tell you guys, I'll take 63 fucking Scott Hall years, because those are fucking good fucking years, okay?
Yeah.
You can be sad the fact that we don't have him in this world anymore, but don't be sad about the life this guy led. The demons, yes, but the success, the impact, everything, the fun times this motherfucker had.
One of the coolest wrestlers ever.
Yes.
Ever. And
there's only a few that have ever been cooler.
Mm-hmm. Rob
and
Van
you can
Dam,
maybe count on one hand.
Rob Van Dam, Scott Hall,
The Rock.
The Rock, I guess, in some respect.
Austin's
kind of high strong, so it's not like really like, hey man,
I'm talking like what's up? Cool.
Yeah, like down, like
he can do whatever, and it won't matter.
Yeah. He can fuck with you all he wants, but you still love him.
Yeah.
Hey, I know. Hey, sweet finish. Can't wait to kick out of it.
Exactly. There's a little blip out there of Scott Hall and DDP playing one of the 2K games, and Scott Hall's like, "Hey man, sit down. We'll play the 2K game. All right, who am I to be? I want to be Razor. Who are you going to be? I don't know who I'm going to be. Why don't you be Randy? He's got a sweet finish."
DDP was like, "You motherfucker!"
Just get people on that, and mess with his own friends and everything else. But he was the unsung hero when it came to the Clique. He was outside of Shawn, best worker in the ring, great better on promos than Shawn was. Let's face that.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, him and Shawn revolutionized the ladder match and everything that came from WrestleMania 10 and all that stuff. And
then, of course, the NWO.
The NWO.
And let's remember, before Hogan turned heel, before Nash showed up, who was the first to show up?
Yep, Scott Hall.
You know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here.
Where is Billionaire Ted? Where is the Nacho Man?
Holy shit, Razor Ramon's on Raw?
Yep.
You want a war?
Nitro, yeah.
But still,
you're gonna
get one.
Mm-hmm. And just everything going from there. And change the business as far as contracts concerned, favored nations deals, and getting guys more money. The guarantees, the merch money went up after he left, because that was the infamous conversation with Vince. Like, Vince, we moved the decimal point over a couple of spots. Would the McMahon family really see it? Because the Hall family would.
If you haven't seen the Scott Hall shoot, it is on YouTube right now.
Yep, it's on right now. Before Shawn takes it down, watch it. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. You can get a great insight into how just Scott looks at the business at the most basic level. Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? What? This is Diesel. Did you just do a fucking leapfrog? Yeah. Why? I want to show him I can do it. You're 6'10". You want to get out of somebody's way? Why? They're not going to put you down. Why are you jumping over him? Oh, yeah, you're right. Little fucking things like that. That
I want to eat Paige's ass.
Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he wants to eat Paige.
Or that one,
fuck Dixie Carter.
Or that one, what the hell was the name of that one network show where they were looking at, it was like the show with the NXT guys. What the hell was
E60. It was E60.
Well, no, I'm talking about on the network. What the fucking... Breaking Ground, I think was what the show was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where he went down to the PC to give advice on promos and tried to help out Apollo Crews.
Yes. Yeah, why do you talk like that in real life? Then why are you doing it in a promo? It's those little things like that Scott had the eye for that a lot of people wouldn't catch. And, also there's a connection with DDP. There's a connection with Kevin Nash and WCW. You ever seen The Crow? Him going to Sting. So you ever seen The Crow? Bang!
There you go.
Guess what? That's what Sting's been riding on for over a decade, 2 decades. All right, so I mean, just those little things.
Razor Ramon coming from Scarface
is Tony Montana. Yeah. That's all it is. Say hello to the bad guy. Yeah, everything.
One of the greatest theme songs of all time.
Yes.
Like you hear that car screech, you know that was Razor.
Yep. And influence on so many people. The Rock's punches are Scott Hall's punches. If you never saw it before, watch it again. Because it's exactly the way Scott, because fucking Scott always threw one of the best punches in the business.
Brock will even say it.
Yes. Fully admitted that. Yeah. So Scott was, I tweeted out, it's kind of a pointless tweet to go out there, but I definitely tweeted at Paige and I should say Diamond Dallas Page and Jake Roberts to say, you guys let us have Scott for a few more years. Because if they hadn't found him, watch the resurrection of Jake Roberts. Because it's during that whole thing where they call Scott
another decade.
Yeah. They call Scott, and he is completely blitzed on vodka, drinking it all day. They got him. They saved him. They got him in DDP yoga and gave him a little more time on the earth, in the business, and with his family. Because that was the one thing Scott was always about, was trying to support his family. That's why he wanted to make more money. God, what a concept. It's like he used to say, you want to mess with me? You want to sue me? Go ahead. I got $50. Now you got a kid on the way. I need money now. So it's like, I want to take care of my family. And that led to where he started in Florida. The American Starship.
With
Look
Danny
it up. Danny Spivey. Yeah. Coyote and Eagle. Dusty's Road Warriors. Dusty Rhodes' Road Warriors. That's what they were.
And then he went to Crockett for a bit. And then
St. Louis.
Kansas City.
Yeah, that's it.
And then the AWA.
AWA, yep.
And then WCW a bit, and then he eventually came back as the Diamond Stud, and then Razor, WCW, and then went back to the WWF, and then TNA,
and from there, we know what happened after that. So, so big shout out to those guys.
Forget his unaired ECW stuff.
Yes, I was there, but
that was like while he was still under contract with WCW.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this on here, but I talked so much about this past week. But if you see the clip, it's out there now where they're at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center in Poughkeepsie, New York, where WWF used to tape all their big TVs. That's where Paul Orndorff turned on Hogan. That's where Elizabeth debuted. Big building when it comes to wrestling history. And it was actually a 2-night thing. ECW was in Schenectady, New York, near my hometown, and Scott Hall came out that night, and that was a tag match. It was Scott Hall and Jerry Lynn against Rhino and Just Incredible. And Jerry comes out first, Scott comes out behind him, and the crowd is like, because we had no indication there. Dreamer cut a brief promo during the show, like there's going to be someone coming, because Dreamer was injured and couldn't wrestle. And this is back when Paul Heyman was barely part of the shows anymore. He was out doing rollerball and all that stuff, and supposedly shopping around to find a new TV deal. So Dreamer was pretty much running the show now. And Dreamer was there, did a promo where he was injured, couldn't team with Jerry. But we got a new partner for Jerry tonight who's just going to be too sweet. And when he did that, the whole crowd, what does that mean? What? And out comes Scott Hall. And we're thinking, is that Rick Bogner? Is that fake Razor right there? Is that who that fucking is? And the closer you go, fucking Scott Hall. And once he got on the ring, the whole crowd fucking exploded. Like, that's in front of like 300, 400, 500 people. It was not a huge show. But that's fucking Scott Hall right there. The next night in Poughkeepsie was a TV taping. But before the TV taping, you heard unfamiliar music. You didn't know what this was about. It was the Fugees. And out comes Scott, and the crowd fucking blows. When Scott Hall is walking towards the ring, you will see him doing this. That's his indication to the camera guy who's filming it. Got to turn that off. I can't be on TV. I'm contractually obligated. I can't be on TV. He stops, turns around, and sees Paul or Tommy, and Tommy's like, okay. And he keeps going. It was RF video recording for their home release, which I have on tape still, and of him going to the ring. Goes to the ring, cuts a promo. He wants to wrestle Just Incredible because Justin, of course, was part of the Clique. PJ, Aldo Montoya, the whole nine there. They have Big Sally Graziano come out, and they have like a 5-minute squash, and he puts Sal over. clean right in the middle of the ring. As Scott Hall said backstage, because I had a friend of mine who was doing a tryout that night, Scott Hall said, "Hey man, nobody looks better on his back than I do." I was like, that's like what James was saying, the coolest fucker in the business. That's the coolest fucking thing you can say in the business. No one looks better on their back than me. I'm just making it look so fucking good. They did the entire TV taping, which was like 12 matches, and then after the show, dark match, just incredible Scott Hall, and Justin put Scott over, and the crowd went home happy. So that was, that was another memorable thing for Scott Hall. So if you see the clip and you see him doing this, that's why. So
yeah, because I saw that video that you tweeted on Twitter. And I was like, what the fuck was this? Now I understand why.
Yep. That was October 2000. Yeah, I want to say that was October. I can't
he was
remember
still under AOL Time Warner contract for another year.
Yep.
This was at the time when he was having some heat with Brad Siegel in WCW. Because he dated his niece or whatever, who was also
daughter,
who had some kind of office thing, and then she caught him with a girl in Europe, and then he wasn't allowed back on the plane, and it was
all kinds of drama,
weird shit,
tons of weird shit. So, huge loss to Scott there, but remember the good times. That's what we always say. Watch the fun matches he had.
Yeah.
Which that could be a top 10.
That could be too.
Top 10 Razor matches.
Or Razor matches, yeah. I think safe to say that we would all have the same number one, him and Shawn at Mania 10. Probably.
Oh, yeah.
And I how could we forget what everybody was tweeting? The most infamous Hall of Fame speech of all time. Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. He wrote his own epitaph and didn't even know it. So that has become his calling card. That's, like I said, his epitaph. That's become him.
It's kind of like how the Ultimate Warrior, in a way. That happened. A little bit.
Kind of like that, yeah. It's just that one moment in time there that it was his moment. He made it so special. It's like, I don't need to go out there and ramble, dude. You know my story. I'm just going to tell you what it was all about. And that was it. Four simple lines. That's what everyone wants.
Yeah.
So,
but now to other wrestling news over the past week. So,
which ones?
Yeah.
Well, there's a sign on this contract, but does that say Rhodes?
Brandy Rhodes.
Brandy. The contract does say Rhodes.
It does say Rhodes, but it reads Brandy Rhodes.
Yes. Yeah. So the word is out that Cody has signed. Mike Johnson confirmed it, and Mike Johnson. I trust Mike Johnson's his journalistic integrity.
How dare he sign with WWE after he formed AEW, called them the enemy? How dare his ego?
Money, people, money.
Love that. Brilliant.
But I've been hearing...
He can make money in AEW.
Wow, that hurts.
Wow, that hurt. But I've been hearing rumors that either Cody's gonna debut after WrestleMania. That's the big one, or
that one.
or the whole Rollins thing. I really doesn't have nobody for WrestleMania,
right?
Which I would love that, to be honest, if Cody and Rollins had a match at WrestleMania. But I'm mostly going to that he'll probably debut after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So you're going to leave Rollins off the card?
That's the thing. It's like, well, if Rollins shows up to do a segment and then Cody comes out and they have an interaction or something, that seems more likely to do that. Like, you're not going to leave Rollins off the show. So
I feel that what they're doing to Rollins is the same thing they did with Cena a couple of years ago, that he doesn't have an opponent for WrestleMania.
Right.
And I'm guessing if I were Rollins, we'd be like, screw it, I want Cody Rhodes.
No, you don't say Cody. You say, I don't care who it is. Bring somebody out, I don't care who it is.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly. Because that's so cliche nowadays, but it always works.
Yeah.
Boom. Here he comes. With the sledgehammer.
Comes off the stage on a throne. On the broken throne.
Yep.
Broken throne, yeah.
No, he comes out in polka dots.
As Stardust.
As Stardust.
Yeah.
But if Cody does go with Rollins to WrestleMania, would you put Cody over?
You
Right
probably
away?
have
Of course you put Cody over.
You have to.
That's
Yeah,
not
you
even a
have to.
question.
Because kayfabe wise, Rollins would be so shocked and he didn't know who he was wrestling.
Yeah.
That's how
And
he loses.
then again, remember that the little story that I said just a couple of weeks ago, Cody begins to beat almost every single Triple H guys. If Triple H ever comes back to wrestle,
which ain't gonna happen.
which ain't gonna happen. But this is my fantasy booking. Build it up to SummerSlam. I want Triple H. I mean,
James, you're going to say something, I think.
But it's like with Cody re-signing with WWE, he's got to have a lot in this deal. Like, he wouldn't have re-signed if he's going to be treated like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to be a top guy or nothing.
I mean, would you even consider him being, like, if Reigns wins the title, which he probably will, being like the next in line?
Not necessarily right away, because there's way too many. There's so many guys. They will eventually.
In the long run, eventually.
They will eventually, but there's so many guys they can pair him with. Pair him with Rollins, pair him with AJ, pair him with Owens. There's
what you can
pick,
because they're doing that WWE pay-per-view over in Europe, in the UK, in the fall. Have Cody win Money in the Bank. Have Drew beat Roman at that pay-per-view. Have Cody cash in on Drew.
Right there.
The fucking heat.
Yeah.
The heat.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. I think it's going to be interesting.
And the people that hate it,
fuck off.
Don't watch. Don't watch.
Yeah, just watch.
Yeah. So, and then all next up, looks like we're getting Austin Owens at WrestleMania.
In a conflict. Yep. Not in a match per se, but
it'll be a Rock versus Eric Rowan kind of a match.
Yeah.
It's a segment. It's a moment. Owens is going to get his thing with Steve. They have a history together, off camera, very supportive history together. So that's awesome for Kevin. I thought the idea that they had with Seth and Kevin on Raw was brilliant. That was a great. It adds to Seth's character so much, and we're seeing Seth is now becoming a de facto babyface. Crowd is into him. Crowd is buying him now. So it's definitely a change for that character now too. So
I loved Owens's promo on Monday night because he started mentioning
all the Texas greats.
Yep.
Even me, like he mentioned Laredo, I was like,
Yep.
And then the video promo Austin did, the quick 2-minute one, that was great.
Oh, dude, that was so good.
That was like
good.
that's
Like,
how you so good.
Got the crane shot, the eye shot there and everything, and he just gets right in the freaking eyes and the camera and straight up Stone Cold, no bullshit, no like, hey, if Stone Cold Steve Austin with the broken skull ran. No, this is straight up Stone Cold.
He's telling he's fucking owning it.
He's got one more ass whooping.
Yep.
One more left.
What else? Sharmell getting inducted.
Sharmell getting inducted. Vader's getting there too. Vader. Yep, we have those two confirmed. Good for them. But unfortunately, we have more bad news with Big E.
Yeah, neck injury.
But damn you, Big E, how can we love you anymore? Because this motherfucker will not shed a tear. He is. If you've seen his little blips on Twitter and TikTok and all that stuff, this guy is staying as positive as he can. He's like, yes, I'm down, but I'm not out. I feel so much love and support from everybody. I'm going to get better and do other things. And some people have speculated like the injury he has is actually not a good one to have. And it's
people are talking career ending because of one of the vertebrae he fractured. That's a career ender.
Yep. I think it was C4 and C6, something like that. So
I thought it was like something similar to Jesse Sorensen, the C1. I thought it was something like that.
I heard C1.
Wasn't that almost like Edge's injury, more or less?
Maybe like that. Yeah, it's really bad. So we'll see what happens. I mean, he's one of those guys I think is going to have a job for life in some way, shape, or form anyway.
Probably a producer if he.
But he's so hot. Even afterwards in the hospital, like, thanks for all the messages, and I can move my fingers, but unfortunately I have a broken neck.
Yep.
We'll see what happens next.
Yep.
I want to talk about NXT for a bit. Sure. Is it just me, or did Dominic Mysterio felt more like home in NXT?
Yeah, he needs to be there.
Yes.
After WrestleMania, just send him down there, and he can stay down.
Yeah. Honestly, the crowd.
Yes.
The crowd. Yep. When I was watching them, the crowd was actually into him.
Yes. Yep.
I was like, that's what they need to do with Dominic. Mm-hmm. Put him in NXT, let him develop, let him get his craft, and make him a big star.
Because wait a minute. Mysterios are doing Miz and Logan Paul WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
Right.
They're doing that. So this thing they're doing now, I'm wondering if that's setting up for. I guess it's setting up for after Mania. Because who is it that they rolled in on NXT?
Oh, shit! I'm forgetting their names. Fuck. Yeah. The former Fantasma.
Right. Yeah.
I just know it's Mexican name, but yeah, I know who they are. Yeah.
Is there any history? Is there
between Fantasma
and like Ray
and Ray?
Like, does Fantasma he's second generation, third generation? I don't know. I'm legit asking.
Fantasma, I mean, he is the son of the original Fantasma, and the Fantasma and Mysterio, I mean, Senior had battles, but Fantasma and Mysterio.
They might have done some stuff in Lucha Underground because he was King Cuerno, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he was.
They might have had some interaction there during that brief period they were there together.
Yeah, but I know Fantasma and Mysterio have had a couple of matches in Triple H CMLL. Not a lot, but it's usually just between Fantasma Senior and Mysterio Senior. Usually they're the one with the rivalry.
So there could be some kind of manufactured story out of that.
I am trying to remember if Eddie or any of the Guerreros were in the rivalry, because again, I'm still saying maybe they could build up the whole, Dominic's is Eddie's son storyline.
They could do that still.
They could do that. Or maybe hell, he could join that faction.
That'd be something. He could take it over. If he turned heel and took it over, that'd be something right there. That'd be pretty cool.
So, and then speaking of NXT, Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler, man. Fucking killing as the champion there, too. They just had the, what do you have in Matt? Who do you wrestle? Oh, LA Knight. Wasn't LA Knight he just wrestled this past week?
And he's facing Breaker in the rematch at,
what's it called?
The Stand and Deliver, or whatever it is.
Yep. Yeah. Which I believe
the day of WrestleMania.
The afternoon of...
The afternoon, at 12 noon. Yeah, 12 noon on... Is it Saturday? Yeah, 12 noon Saturday. Because Hall of Fame is Friday night.
After SmackDown, and then it's NXT, and then night one.
WrestleMania.
There's been so much fucking wrestling.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, of course, and then also we got Knoxville, Sami Zayn, No Holds Barred. Which
we got
perfect
that too.
That was some funny shit. I mean, my God, Knoxville, you American treasure, actually putting up Sami Zayn's phone out of the open. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's not his actual phone, but kayfabe wise,
yeah. Oh my God! Yeah. So that's the second year in a row,
and he's just calling him Schnookums all the time.
If they don't put Knoxville over, I'll be pissed. If they don't put Knoxville over, I'll be mad. Because come on, Sami can run with that heat.
It's the second year in a row he's gotten that. Sami's worked with a celebrity at WrestleMania. It did Logan Paul last year, so.
But it's like with this one, This
is funny. This is good.
The jackass guy. He's facing a jackass guy in a match with no rules.
Right.
They better go all out.
This is going to be stupid.
It's going to be fun. They're going to have so many crazy spots. Holy shit.
Dude.
That's going to be
If only Terry Funk could give us opinion on this.
But hold on. Back up. If they don't have if like Steve-O does not show up dressed as El Generico, we have a fucking problem with writing, okay?
Coming out to Olay.
Yes.
Oh, God.
WWE, are you listening to me? Steve-O, El Genera Steve-O, okay? Make it happen. We need to see this.
Or have Knoxville come out as Generico.
Have Wee Man show up.
I'm just imagining
crazy. Pontius do something stupid.
Yeah. What exactly is going on with this match? Sami Zayn is wrestling who? Who's the man he's wrestling?
Sami who?
Sami Zayn is wrestling a man who does what?
Jackasses.
He's on a show called Jackass.
I have never been happier in my entire life. I think I need to retire again.
I mean, give Knoxville credit. He can take a bump.
Yeah.
What would Jim Cornette think of this match?
Fuck, man.
Lazy booking.
Yeah.
And here we go again. Then you got to bring the TV guy, and they got to bring the movie guy, and they got to have a guy in there who does stuff and doesn't do wrestling. T-shirt spot. Goddamn. Extra cheese, motherfucker. Buy my DVDs. They're awesome.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
Bye. And once again, fuck you to WWE for booking this shit.
And then I think a couple other things left. Edge heel turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Edge basically becomes Edge has basically become Aleister Black.
A little
new theme song.
New theme song, which I really
first time not having "You Think You Know Me" at the beginning of his theme song ever.
It feels weird.
It does feel
totally different. It's like Aleister Black. It's like Jericho when he the standard quiet that whole thing. It's basically doing all that. So.
What else happened?
I still think that match is going to be the show stealer across both.
It is.
Speaking of AEW, Thunder Rosa winning the AEW Women's title.
Finally.
Fuck yes.
Should have happened at the pay-per-view.
A while ago.
But
a nice new belt. It's a tribute to the Mid-South North American title.
Yeah.
So
then again, they were in San Antonio, Thunder Rosa's hometown.
There's your answer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
of course.
And then the final topic for tonight, and that's Vince on Pat McAfee.
Yes, brilliant.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. If you want to get an insight to what Vince thinks about, you'll watch that fucking thing because it was really good. Because
I'm a jackass. I'm a jackass.
He was perfect with Pat, and they were shooting the shit, and even like Pat acknowledging like it's cool how you just let me do my own thing on commentary. If it's like, well, if I didn't like what you was doing, then I would tell you everything.
But also, I kind of did this earlier on the show there, Vince is very adamant about, he doesn't know fucking everything, and he understands that. So if you're doing something that's getting over, and he doesn't particularly get it, he doesn't care. If they're getting it, we're going to do it. McAfee wearing the shorts and doing the dancing and all this. I don't get it, but you do. I mean, that's what's important. Do that.
I feel that McAfee theory match might be a sleeper. To me, in my opinion, it could be a sleeper.
If McAfee learned to sell, he learned to fucking sell. We'll see what happens. He's going in as the baby face this time, not the cocky heel. So hopefully that's going to make a difference. But hey, and because originally I thought we should have had, if there was going to be an Austin match, meaning a Steve Austin match, it should have been Austin. Austin Theory versus Steve Austin. I thought that would have been great because you could have rekindled the Austin McMahon thing.
No, it would have been better if that match would have happened in Austin, Texas.
Oh, see, there you go. That's good thinking. Austin
versus Austin in Austin.
That's right.
In Austin Street.
on Austin Street.
On Austin Street. Mm-hmm.
On Austin 316 Day.
See. That's a quintuple Austin right there. So that's the 5 Austins. 5-finger Death Austin. Actually, 5-finger Death Austin would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Yeah, it really would. But I think that's a good note to wrap things up for this week. So, reminder for next week, final week of WrestleMania season. We are talking the top 10 worst main events in WrestleMania history.
And by main event,
well,
we mean the match that closes the show. Yep,
Yes.
goes on last. Okay.
Which
So
I think I have my list done. Let me.
I haven't even touched mine yet.
Yep, I've got my list done, and I'll say this: when you guys hear my list next week, you're gonna be scratching your head. But it's just when I was going. I'll save it for next week.
Save it till next week. Yeah.
Save it till next week.
The following week after that, we are not here because it's WrestleMania weekend. So we will not be here for that. But then we have to plan our April because we have not done that yet.
We'll talk about soon.
So
we'll probably talk about on like Twitter or even Ricky and I on
start throwing ideas out.
Around. I definitely know for April I would love to cover a Spring Stampede. Like 97. Spring Stampede 97 would be perfect.
I'm doing that.
Shit.
See? He claimed it.
Okay,
yeah, we usually have to coordinate with James's schedule to make sure.
Yeah, so we're not doubling up.
Yeah, no overlapping UWF Beach Brawl.
Yes,
because also we're approaching episode 100 and the 2-year anniversary of the
Heroes of Wrestling.
Heroes of
Wrestling.
One word.
Rebooking Heroes of Wrestling. Rebooking Heroes of Wrestling.
One word only. Heroes of Wrestling.
All one word.
All one word.
One word.
Right. Austin.
Or it's either that or a deep dive into Katie Vick. Take your poison. Take your poison, Levi.
You have to pick one.
Yes. The choice is yours. He's done.
You take the shit pill or the piss pill.
Well, that's right. You gotta shit it out. You gotta piss yourself.
Choose one.
You're the one, Hunter, to blow Vic's brains? Or do you want Roberts to rub it all in? And pick your poison, man. Pick your poison.
Spin the wheel, make the deal.
Spin the wheel, make the deal. Spin the wheel, make the deal.
Spin the wheel, make the deal.
I think Levi just checked the fuck out.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
so
you lost me after Katie Vick. So there you go.
You lost me at Katie. Yeah. Anyway.
But anyways, we'll be back next week. But before we go, it's the plugs time. Ricky, let's start with you.
You can find me on Twitter at HorrorMaster18. You can find me on my YouTube channel at HorrorMaster, which I will be doing my Judas Priest Rank 'em All. And after that, I'll probably be doing AC/DC. You can find me on my Instagram at Arcaraman Metal God, when you find a bunch of stuff, my CD collection, all that. And you can find me on Levi's channel at the Horseman Podcast, which next episode, I think we're going to do either the one with Gunner or do you want to do it with James? I don't know which one we're going to do.
Well, I'll have to get in contact with the both of them about when they would be
or we might come up with something else.
I'll bring that. Yeah, I'll bring that when we get to me. But Scott?
Mm-hmm.
You can find me on my YouTube channel. It's Mr. Scott. Reactions, reviews, all kinds of fun stuff on there. So please come on by and check out those videos. Also find me on Twitch. I've been more consistently going out on Thursdays on Twitch for Thrill Me Thursday. I had a blast on there this past Thursday since it was St. Patrick's Day. A lot of Irish music happening there. So that was a lot of fun. So stop on in there too, please. Also find my new TeePublic merch store. You'll find that under It's Mr. Scott, and also find me on Twitter and Instagram under It's Mr. Scott. And you find me and our good brother Walter Ball, who could be here this week on the Necrocasticon podcast, where we talk horror, metal, pop culture, and all kinds of fun stuff there. So stop on in and enjoy that as well.
James.
You can follow me on my YouTube at We Are Pro Wrestling. I couldn't upload yesterday, but this coming week I'm going to be uploading 2 episodes. The episode I was supposed to upload yesterday, and then, of course, next week's episode, it's going to be WrestleMania 18 and then WrestleMania 20. So subscribe to me there and follow me on my Twitter at WAPW_wrestling.
And finally, you can subscribe to me, ThrashManiac99 on the YouTube. I actually, about an hour before we started this, I uploaded my review of the new Dark Funeral album, which, that album, spoiler alert, not the greatest, but it's not bad. It's just
okay. It's in the middle. It's not compared to the original material, but
yeah.
Just
I'm not sure what I'll be reviewing tomorrow, but also tomorrow night. Well, to kind of put it lightly, pretty much every Sunday this month so far, I've been over at Metal Bin Chronicles or the Metal Bastards Hangout channel doing this, but we're going to move it to my channel now because, well, to kind of put it lightly, there was some personal stuff going on between a couple of the guys. So we're moving the show to my channel tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Master of Metallum, the game show. It's a competition show I've been doing every week with other metalheads, including Necrotic.
It's a really fun show, guys. Trust me, I've seen a couple of their shows. Even me, a head scratching, like, why is this not Not in Metallum? Like Blue Oyster Cult?
Which spawned my video I did Thursday, 10 bands that should be added to Metallum.
I might do that. That might be the next video. I might do that.
Yeah, get that thread going. But yeah, that's tomorrow night. But I'm not sure what album I'll be reviewing tomorrow. But as far as like future content, probably going to do a Dark Throne discography ranking video of all 19 albums.
Oh, God.
And there's still a bunch of their stuff I have yet to listen to in full, but I have almost half their catalog. The best stuff, honestly, but that's beside the point. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing that either next week or the week after. Not sure yet about with the Dark Throne stuff. Of course, Under the Radar, where I review some underground stuff that I couldn't do solo reviews for on the weekend. But yeah, as far as what Ricky was bringing up for the Horseman podcast, shut up, phone. Right. For the Horseman podcast, yeah, we're bouncing back and forth between either one of two episodes happening next, depending on when our guests would be available. An episode with James McBain from Hellripper coming back, where we'd be doing top 10 first wave / proto black metal albums from 1981 to 1991.
90.
And then the other one we're probably going to get to first, and that's with Gunnar, the bassist of Blood Red Throne, coming back to do top 10 first wave death metal albums from 1984 to 1990. So those will be fun episodes. But if we don't get to do that in like the next week or two, we'll probably do a different episode. Maybe rank them all for a band, probably.
Yeah, we still have a lot of ideas we have for you guys.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's all on the YouTube side of things. You can follow me on Instagram at thrashmaniac_YT, where I've been posting pics of what all I've been picking up as of late in terms of collections. And then finally, you can follow and subscribe to me on Twitch at thrashmaniac99. This past week, I was a little more active than I've been over the past couple of weeks. I've been playing Gran Turismo 7 because I love that franchise with all my life. So far, it's a good game. Hoping I can get back to playing it on stream maybe Tuesday. I'm thinking Tuesdays and Thursdays will be my GT7 streams. And then whatever else I decide to do, whether I'm playing with friends or what have you, depending on my mood and all that shit. But, yeah, that's pretty much all. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this week. And until next week, horns high. And we'll catch you jackasses later.